morning, afternoon, / evening, wherever the hell you are. Welcome to the Affection Connection, where we make right all that what is wrong.
Oh, we do, huh?
We do.
I like it.
Yes. Anyways, is that our music? That sound different?
That sounded different?
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny.
Can't sound like...
I'm going to try some of the other choices that I might have used. And
no, that's
we can pick
fine.
it out. Or
That's fine. We could always listen to one of the old shows.
yeah.
Yeah, anyways. I'm Ron Kolek, of course, your host. And with me are the triple entendre, the menage a trois of the love world. We have the professor, what are you? I forget. Oh, yes, the man who puts...
I've been called worse. Whatever it is, I've been called worse.
Yeah, wrong show, I think, on that one. Yeah, the man who puts the R in relationship. Lou Blasi. Yes.
How does that work?
I don't know. And, of course, my lovely and charming and...
saintly.
Yeah, saintly wife, Jan.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So we are back. This is our third show.
Jan's having none of it so far today.
Nobody has none of me anytime. Anyway, and yeah, we're back. And do we have? Okay, whatever. All right, so let's go in. This is the Affection Connection. You can call during the show 978-659-0072. And what was that?
Only if you're watching live, please.
Live.
Yeah.
Yes, live would be a key there.
Don't be calling me at all kinds of hours here.
We used to when I had the other show that we would get that people calling for other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens occasionally here.
Yeah, I have a weed whacker I want to sell.
That's right. I forgot about that. What the hell wasn't it? I forget the name of that show.
What was the show, Janet? Do you remember it? With Donald?
Basically like a yard sale, on-air yard sale in the old AM station.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I did that for a while.
Did you really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I saw Louis on the way in. He's like 28 years here at the station.
Yeah, I got him by a few years.
Do you really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Huh, cool. Anyways, Affection Connection, that's what we are. So let's not reminisce. Let's get into the thing. People have sent us, were they questions, I guess? Problems? Things they want straight
situations that they're struggling with.
Yes, things that... Oh, I like that.
What?
You're so intelligent.
Yeah.
I concur, Lou.
Oh, thank you.
Situations that...
Follow me around for 24 hours. You see how intelligent I am.
Situations that they're struggling with. I like it. Anyways, it's kind of like marriage, though, right?
Yes.
It's a situation,
that's a situation you struggle with often. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of marriage, of course... We always open the show with a lovely entry from this wise book of knowledge, which is... Oh, how come I can't see this, by the way? Oh, sugar. I just realized...
Refresh or click on it or whatever you need to do.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. And if I don't see myself, I get annoyed.
I know, it's Facebook. It's so tough.
Yeah, here it is. Where it is. Wow, I'm jumping, too. Where am I? Yeah.
You had it.
It's moving like... Oh, you know what?
You're seeing it on delay, so.
Oh, it delayed itself twice. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so this is called Pillow Talk. It's humorous quotes on love and marriage, although some people don't find them humorous for some reason. I have no idea. So here's one, and I'd like your opinion on it, people. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage and half shut afterwards.
Oh, I like it.
And you want to know who said that?
No, who said that?
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
Of course, wasn't he a member of the...
Hellfire Club?
Hellfire Club? Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah. Ben had all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, he had all kinds of things going on. So what do you think about that one? Keep your eyes wide open before marriage and half shut afterwards. And I understand it. I totally understand
it, too. I think it's wise.
Wise.
I think
Janet?
it's Franklin-esque wisdom.
Yes, I agree.
What does it mean?
It means mind your P's and Q's after you get married.
Oh, I didn't read that. Did you read that?
Kind of. I understand what you're saying.
You guys suck up to each other every week. It's disgusting.
No, it's about allowing your partner to have their life.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Means keep your eyes wide open before marriage means keep your eyes wide open and see what's going on.
Right, exactly, yeah.
See that person, see what you're getting into.
Right.
And once you're already hooked, it's like you didn't look at it big enough, so you have to kind of like ignore a lot of it. So you have to close your eyes to.
No.
Yes,
no.
yeah. You have
No,
to keep
I
your eyes-
take it as you don't go around gazing at other women obnoxiously so that your wife feels
Oh,
bad.
No, I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all.
Okay, that's just me.
Must be a woman thing, right?
What I got was you the person that you're thinking of marrying, you keep your eyes wide open, you make sure you know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
And then once you're into it, don't pay attention to the little things that are going to drive you nuts.
Actually, I like that one better, Lou.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's kind of what I said, though. Only I didn't
Is
say it as eloquently as you.
in other words,
Eloquently.
Let's not even go that way anymore.
yeah, you
No more bloopers.
It's your partner. You guys are married. You let some things go.
It's true.
I mean, not the big things, obviously, but
You can't fight about everything. You have to pick
All right.
what's important.
So we've got a ton of questions, and people have sent to us, and we've got to get to them. So you want to start it off, Janet?
Yeah, should I start with the first one on the...
Anything you want, my love.
My daughter is 29 and has 3 children. She's constantly asking me to do things for her, like taking care of her kids at the last minute, buying them things she can't afford, and even asking me for loans, which she never repays. I love my grandchildren so much of the time I do it willingly. There are some times I have had to cancel my plans to accommodate her. If she does not get away, she threatens to keep the kids from me. I'm at a loss of what I should do.
Wow.
Wow is right.
What a bitch. That's all I can say.
yeah, that's
What do you got, kids?
Yeah, she is a brat. She
Yeah.
doesn't appreciate her mother, borrows money, emotionally blackmails her mother.
We don't know if she's married or not. I mean, we don't even know if she has a husband or not, right?
yeah.
Right. So.
I'm guessing no.
Yeah, but that's
who knows?
besides the point.
Is that what you're thinking? Yeah.
I'm guessing, but I don't know.
But isn't that besides the point?
It's beside the point. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I'm just curious that a husband would allow it. I mean, that's. Ooh, did he say a husband allows something? Oh no.
Well, the husband could be a deadbeat. What do we know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her partner, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, the mother has to.
So what she should do? I mean, she's kind of screwed here, right?
Well, yes and no.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we go anywhere, I'm sorry, and we meant to put this on the middle of the show. None of us are trained psychologists or
That's
have
right.
any medical degrees at all or anything else.
No phony baloney certifications.
Right. This show
nothing.
is for
just common sense.
the show is for
Experience and common
entertainment purposes, and the opinions are expressed. Those are just the occupants, and they're just our own personal experiences.
Here's the
So-
tool. Here's the tool that most parents never find. I find nowadays.
What's that?
And it's the most important tool in your parenting bag. The word no.
Oh God, yes.
Just say no. And by the way, she's threatening to keep the kids from her. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd call that bluff. I'd call that bluff right away.
Me too.
You know what, Lou? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because evidently, to me, it seems like the daughter's getting more out of this than the mother is. I mean,
Yeah.
she loves her kids. She loves to see her kids. But it seems like she's getting everything. She's getting free babysitting. She's getting money. She's getting things that buy, you know.
As much as she depends on her mother, she's not going to just keep the kids from them. That's crazy. That's not going to happen.
She might do it for like
Yeah.
a week or something.
Yeah, there'll be a while.
Yeah. So I think we're in agreement for a change, right?
Yeah, set limits, set boundaries. It's so important.
So call her bluff. Is that what we're saying?
Well, listen, you love the kids, you love her, you do what you can to help them out, but there's
Right.
a certain point, I can't do this. I haven't got any money for you this month, or I haven't got any money for you right now for this. Can't do it. I had plans. I'm going out. I'm not available to take care of the kids. She says, I'm going to keep the kids from you. You'll never see them again. I say, all right. Let's see how that works out.
The only thing that really worries me, of course, is that she'll take that out on the kids as well, is her mother. Because she sounds like a real bitch.
And
I'm sorry.
badmouth the grandmother to the kids.
Not even that, and maybe even worse. So
Yeah.
we don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, those are things that we don't.
Yeah, we don't know.
Privy to, and obviously, if there's any situation where there is emotional or physical abuse, that's something you contact a professional.
Yeah, contact a professional for sure.
Yeah.
If you have any suspicions whatsoever.
Do not mess around with suspicions of emotional or physical abuse.
No, not at all.
especially with the kids involved.
I
Exactly.
think what she's doing is called enabling.
Yeah,
The mother?
Yeah.
So it's the mother's fault.
No, well,
No, it's not the mother's fault. The daughter is spoiled, but the mother has to put her foot down and set limits.
well, see, that's
But
a gray area.
Is
whose
the
fault
horse
it
already
is.
out of the barn, though? That's the problem I have with this.
I don't think it's ever too late to set boundaries.
Okay.
Thank you.
And again, you have to set your priorities too. What's more important to you, the behavior of your daughter, or the money, or the things that you have plans to do? I mean, set some personal boundaries.
Okay.
You earned them.
All right.
Plus, by the way, it's not going to help your relationship with her down the line. And if she can't respect that, then I don't know. Maybe you're better off. I know it's tough
Yeah,
call.
she loves her kids. I mean, I totally understand that.
Grandkids, sure.
Yeah. All right. So you got one first, Lou?
Let's see. My husband goes to work each morning, but I work at home for a large company, which takes up a great deal of the day, 9 to 11 hours.
Wow.
When he comes home, he complains and pouts if I don't have dinner waiting for him because I work at home. It's a constant battle. I say he should make dinner sometimes because my job takes up so many hours. By the way, I make more money than him. His solution is to help out to pick up pizza on the way home. This is driving me nuts. Any suggestions? Back to boundaries. It's another boundary issue.
You think so?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let him complain and pout.
I think he's a big baby.
Yep.
Aren't all men?
Well, he's egregious.
He's a big baby.
She works 9 to 11. She's the breadwinner.
Well, I mean, they say 9 to 11 hours. I mean, I know what it's like to work. I mean, no, Maureen works at home, so there
Yeah.
are many times she has meetings on the late West Coast that she has to handle and stuff like that. So I totally understand that.
She works full time.
Yeah,
She makes the
does.
most money.
Well, the idea is he's home. You know what I mean? So she's home, so why can't I have my dinner?
Because he doesn't respect what she does.
Yeah, grow the hell up.
No, that's
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, grow the hell up.
You know, I mean, when I had my plant next to the house, my company, of course, I had a 2-minute walk. So, I mean, I would start dinner and make dinner for it. Yeah, so I totally, it's just selfishness, if you ask me. But
Yeah, this assumption that it's her job to put dinner on the table is just ridiculous.
it's kind of a feminine thing. Probably, that's, I mean, I know, isn't it part
but-
of the way we're brought up?
But we're decades past that, aren't we?
Yes.
I mean,
Well, how are we really to some people?
He wants his cake and to eat it too. He's acting like a caveman.
Well, if you grew up that way, that's your mentality. That's your thought.
But she's earning money. It's not like
I
she
totally
stays
understand
home.
that. Totally understand that. Totally understand that. So,
Well, that's just my opinion.
what's our any suggestions? I guess. So what are we suggesting to her?
same thing. Create your boundaries. Yeah, don't
Well,
put
that's
din-
it. I mean,
don't
what
put
is
dinner
cre-
on, don't put dinner on the table every night. And by the way, when he goes for work, tell him bring home dinner. Or
Yeah, he does.
Your
Brings home a crappy pizza.
dinner is yours tonight.
Yeah. Pizza's not really dinner. That's just a...
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if she had pizza for him when he came home. Oh yeah, here's pizza for you.
Yeah.
Well, he could learn to put things in a crock pot and maybe start doing something like that.
Well, that's a solution. That's maybe, you know what? Instead of making conflict, that might be a solution, actually. So if the woman, throws a meal in the crock pot, if you don't want confrontation, then that may be a way to do it. Kind of solves the problem.
Except she's still responsible for dinner,
She's still responsible
which
for
he's
dinner.
going to take the
You
responsibility.
still have
of
to
dinner
talk
for
to
some
him
time.
about it, right? And evidently she has, because it says sometimes, the solution to help out would be to pick up pizza. So
I'm guessing he's a mama's boy too. I'm guessing his mother took very good care of him.
Italian, probably.
Maybe. Italians like to cook though, so an Italian wouldn't be.
Men?
Yeah,
Of course they do.
Italian men love to cook.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't you remember watching The Godfather when they were going to the mattress, so to speak? All the men were there and they were making pasta and
No, I
stuff
don't.
like that?
I must have missed that.
Yep.
All I remember is the guy banging the girl behind the door.
Yeah.
course.
You tell an Italian man to cook, he said, "I'll knock your socks off." They take pride in it.
Okay.
But maybe if you have a good relationship with the mother, try to get some hints on how. Because I'm guessing the mother made him dinner all the time. Maybe he doesn't cook. Maybe he doesn't.
Or
know how to
maybe
cook.
she made it for the father, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there was a more traditional household where the mother was home all day and cooking, and
Right.
But it's 2021. Jesus, grow up.
All right. So I have one. Okay. I am a 34-year-old woman, married woman. 34-year-old married woman. My husband and I socialize with 3 other couples and we have a great time. Lately, one of the husbands in the group has been making advances toward me.
Nope.
When we are dancing, he would grab my butt or say sexy things to me when other people in the group were out of earshot. He even asked me out to lunch without my husband. It has become very annoying, and I'm getting uncomfortable around him. Should I tell my husband about it?
No.
I agree.
Is this all couples?
Yeah, there's 3 couples, right? Yeah, 3 other couples.
Tell his wife.
So there's 4 of them. 3. So
Tell his wife. That's what I do.
really?
Yes. You want to end this, right?
Well, wait a minute. Now I can see a problem. First I thought it was a good idea, then I realized it's a problem. So if she tells his wife and there's a confrontation and the husband finds out and she doesn't know about it, how the heck you think he's going to be? He'll be bullshit.
Too bad.
Well, the husband's first...
No, I'm talking about the real husband, her husband.
Yeah, the husband's first contact with this will be her complaining to his wife to end the situation, being proactive about it.
What, in the group setting she's going to confront him?
No. Just tell his wife. The wife will stop the whole thing. Tell the guy who's hitting on her, tell his wife. That'll stop the whole thing. And her husband will see her ending the whole problem.
And then he's going to say, well, you kept this from me. Why'd you keep this from me? I mean, I would be bullshit.
I think she has to first tell that jerk, stop. Just stop.
It doesn't say that, right? So we don't know if she's...
No, that's my opinion, that she should just tell
maybe,
out and out.
Maybe she hasn't confronted him about it.
But it's not in there.
So that's
what I
funny.
mean. Yeah, we don't
So
know
I'm
that.
saying that she has to unequivocally tell that man he's a huss's ass, and if he doesn't stop, then she will go to her husband.
So that's funny. Jan says tell the guy.
Yeah.
I say tell the wife. You say tell your own husband.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we all have our opinions. I mean, Jan and I have been married a shitload of years.
It'll be 50 next May.
Oh, congratulations.
All right? And the one thing we've always done through all our years is we've never kept anything from each other. It may not come out immediately, in her case especially, only because she's afraid of me, afraid of getting yelled at. Jen don't like to get yelled at.
Oh, he yells all the time.
Yeah. But I do yell, but it's over and done with as soon as I yell. It's over and done with. I've got it off my chest.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. I told you that, and that's it. That's it. I mean, it's over and done with. But anyways,
Well, yeah.
so that to me is the most important thing is if you're going to have a marriage, you can't have secrets from each other. That is a disaster waiting to happen, in my opinion.
I know, but say this guy grabs her ass,
Oh, yeah.
right? This guy grabs her ass the first night.
You know what the husband's going to do is going to grab a little
No,
bit
I
more.
understand. But the guy grabs her ass the first night. That's the point where she has to tell her husband?
No, she tells that man to stop being a jerk. And if he ever tries something like that again,
You
she
know what?
will tell her husband.
You know what?
I think Ron's position is tell him the first night.
Yeah, that's if she did that the first time, then I know what's going to happen too. By the way, if she does tell her husband the first time, which is fine because it's he's been drinking a lot. That's what he's going to say. You know that, and I know that. So
Well, I think in her mind she was giving this situation time to resolve itself, or maybe she misread the situation,
too embarrassed
or
to
she
it.
was embarrassed, or she thought he was being playful, or whatever it is. But at a certain point where she feels it's a problem, she tells the wife, I think it's the most proactive thing you can do.
I like it, but I think the husband is you have to tell.
Although
the
there's
husband.
friendships involved here and things like
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
but
it's a whole group.
You can't let it. You can't let it affect your relationship.
So what if she she was dancing with him and the guy grabbed his ass? What if she made a scene at that point and said, "Keep your hands off my butt"?
I didn't say she had to
Out
say
loud. No, what if she said that? No, I'm saying, would that be better? I mean, to embarrass him in front of the whole group?
No, I would say it quietly and let him know unequivocally that is totally unacceptable, and try for that first time to let him know that will never happen again.
I assume she did, or maybe she didn't. I can't assume because
But
I really
Jan's
don't
idea,
know.
listen, you go to the guy
Yeah.
and you say, this is the last conversation you and I are having about this. My next conversation's with your wife. Stop it.
Or my husband. Or my.
Yeah.
One or the other. Or both.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, that's the response to this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
This is the last conversation I'm going to have with you about it. My next conversation is going to be with your wife. I think that.
I still like the husband bit of it. That's all right.
I know. I understand your.
But that's like having Daddy take care of your problems.
Yeah, but it's your husband.
Yes.
No, he's
your
worried about
partner.
he's worried about the husband feeling bad because stuff was going on that he didn't know.
It's not going to be feel bad. It's okay. She didn't tell me this. What else is she not telling me?
Yeah.
That's why you never keep cigarettes.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I see all sides to this. It's just that guy is a complete jerk.
But seemingly the neatest outcome of this
See, the other
is
yeah.
she tells him to stop and he stops.
That's the thing. I mean, we don't know if she told him. I assume they have, but I really don't know from this letter.
She may be shy. She may not want.
You're right. She may not
want to ruin a relationship with a girlfriend. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's more like there's 4 couples there. So
but ideally, if you could make up the resolution to this yourself, from her standpoint, the resolution would be he just stops, right? Nobody knows. We all move on.
So, and I'm just going to throw this out there, but because perhaps she wasn't confrontational in the beginning, maybe that led him on.
Yes.
Maybe if they were dancing and he grabbed her butt and she just maybe took her hand off the butt or something like that and didn't say anything or didn't make anything else of it, and other things happened, if she didn't say anything to him, then that...
And maybe they have a playful banter or something like that.
Yeah, we don't know.
That may contribute to her feeling embarrassed about the whole situation when it was just, she's thinking it's just, friendly and he's taking it seriously.
So
he's pushing his luck every time.
My advice to you, young lady, would be, first of all, to tell him to stop if you have not. Secondly, tell her husband and his wife. That's my advice. Lou?
I think I'm coming over to Jan's side.
Which is?
Go talk to him and say, give him a shot. Give him a shot to stop.
Okay.
Because that's easiest on everybody. It preserves the friendships. It's, it's nobody else is involved.
She should definitely let him know that, yeah. But I still think she should threaten him.
I'd threaten him. Yeah. I would, like I said, my threat would be, I'm telling you to stop. I'm not coming back a second time.
We don't know the dynamics between the wife and that husband. They could have like an open marriage for all we know. So.
Well, she doesn't want the attention, so he's got to stop.
Okay.
Clearly, she doesn't want the attention.
All right.
We don't know what the dynamic relationship is in the whole group.
I mean, that's the hard thing about these questions we do get is we don't, if we had you on the show, which you can call in, by the way, and, we can ask you follow-up questions.
Maybe it's like friends and they all dated each other at some point.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know what the
we really don't know the dynamics.
But what we know is she doesn't want the attention anymore and she's got to make it stop.
Right,
and
it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the first thing. Tell them to stop. And tell them with a threat. I go on that route. Either to tell her husband or wife, depending on the point of view you wish to go, the route you wish to go. Okay, Jan, you got another one for us?
Yes. This is funny. I work in a hospital. One night, on a slow night, I heard a noise coming from one of the supply rooms. I opened the door and saw one of the doctors screwing one of the nurses. They were going hot and heavy and didn't seem to see me, so I closed the door and left. Should I tell HR or her supervisor what I saw? Should I have said something to them on or after I caught them? I would stay out of that one.
Yeah.
That
sounds like a Tuesday night at the hospital.
Wow, that's a toughie.
No, you just keep walking.
Seriously.
Skate your lane, Ron. Skate your lane.
So wait a minute. So you're the guy that's, because a guy had BO, you're going to bring him to HR, and here's a couple screwing in the hospital, and you're just like, oh, well.
They will get caught eventually, and you don't have to get caught in the crossfire.
The guy with the BO is next to you. It's affecting you. This is you open a
closet.
This isn't? You open a closet door, shut the closet door.
Well, they're probably moaning and groaning if they're any good.
So?
So I would have confronted them. I would have, when I opened that door and found them in there, I would have said, "Oh, excuse me." Seriously.
To what end, though? I mean,
yeah.
Oh, then you're aware. Maybe, okay, it isn't right to, and we don't even know if any of these people are involved or married or not, which is a whole nother dynamics to this whole little story. But to me, I would have definitely made my presence known, and at least they would know, hey, you know what? It's not our right to be screwing around where people can find us. Although maybe that's what they like. I don't know. To each their own.
To each his own, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they're extremely foolish, but
No, they are, but I just want to keep walking.
yeah, I would too.
Just go to the next supply closet. Go get a cup of coffee and then come back and
Okay, so there's
get
your
whatever
rice.
it is you need.
As usual, Lou and what's his name?
Jan.
No, Lou, that's who it is. Lou and Jan. I was calling you Al, and I forgot Jan. Oh, I'll forget it. God, Anheuser's disease is terrible. So, anyways, yeah, that's my advice is you should
I
have.
got enough on my. I know, and I understand, but I
Should have made your presence known. That's my
I got
point.
enough on my plate. Well, slam the door if you want to.
I would have spoken up just for the fun of it.
Or left the door, walk away and leave the door open.
Oh, that's even. I like. Okay, you got my vote. You changed my mind, Lou. I'm going that route.
That's kind of passive aggressive, but yeah, you.
Funny.
Or redirect the security camera. Okay. Lou, you got one for us?
Oh yeah, let's see. I work at a large law firm. My boss is a good-looking man with great personality. He's constantly flirting with me. I've been married for 32 years, and my marriage has become a bit dull. I find myself fantasizing about him more and more, and I'm afraid I might stray. I love my husband and really don't want to, but half of me does. Should I leave my job, or do you have another solution?
Oh,
Temptation.
that's the toughest thing, isn't it?
Temptation.
Yeah. I mean, we all heard about work wives and work husbands, right? I mean, that's somebody you hang around with in work, right?
Well, cliche, yes.
It's cliche, but it's true in a lot of instances. And it wasn't it last week we had a message from somebody who used to go to lunch with his all the time. Yeah, because they were great. So I mean, they enjoyed each other's company and everything. Unfortunately, this is where that can lead to. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? I mean, I'm still not sure right now. I'd like to hear.
I think it's a very dangerous situation for her because it's no win. He's her boss, and that you should never have a relationship when you're not on equal footing. So yes, I think she should get another job.
First of all, she should get another job.
Yeah.
Leave her job.
Yes, that's the only solution. He's not going to leave. He's the boss.
Lou, what do you think? Should she leave?
I hadn't thought of that, but it's going to be a difficult situation. Well, I don't know where they are in this whole flirting game. In other words, if she's started to give in and then decide...
Oh, she's fantasizing about him now. So.
Yeah, but does he know? In other words, are they just flirting in the office? I mean, there's office flirting and that happens and stuff like that. But if she's led him to believe something more is going to happen and then backs off that, she's going to have a hard time at work.
Yeah, but that's the problem with flirting. Doesn't it lead to some other things? For instance, I mean... You know, we have waitresses or cocktailers. They flirt with the guys a lot, and guys, like, oh, she likes me or whatever. They like that.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to be
Noticed.
Yeah, noticed and complimented on. So, I mean,
there's innocent flirting, and it can stay innocent.
Yeah.
So I would think in today's atmosphere. He shouldn't be doing this at all, especially at a law firm on top of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But, once again, it's the way you brought up.
Well, okay, so this is a little more practical than I want to be, and there's another point of this that I want to get to.
That's okay.
But in terms of this, the work situation, start documenting, and then spurn him and get fired. It's a law firm. There's plenty of money there. Go work at another law firm and go after him. Maybe get yourself a payday.
Wow.
But no, personally, what she's got to do is she's got to decide. She's trying to decide right now between her marriage and this, but she's not deciding between the two of them. She's seeing if she can pull this off alongside her marriage. And you can't think that way. You got to decide what do you want the future to be? Do you want the marriage to stay together, or do you want to try to get with the boss?
That's a good point in itself.
Yeah. But hey, there could be a payday here, though, if she starts documenting.
It's so bad.
Well, hey, listen, it's 2021. Read the room. Bosses aren't supposed to be able to do this anymore.
Me too.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what the
Me
problem?
too.
You know what the problem is unfortunately is we are all victims of our upbringing and our environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to sound absolutely terrible, and I'm going to get crucified for it. But you look in the case of, for instance, Giuliani. All right, there are certain men who are brought up to show more affection than would certainly be allowed today.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they hug women. You can touch women. Back then, you hugged a woman if they did well. You gave them a kiss sometimes.
On the cheek.
Yeah. Even kiss guys. I mean, look at Kraft. Kraft's kisses used to kiss Brady.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
true. Seriously, certain bringing up. So
It's more acceptable.
yeah, it was more acceptable and some of that is acceptable to them because of that. So I'm not
But
saying
we're no longer there. And if you have a relationship with a person where you can flirt and show that kind of affection, then that's fine. But you don't do it publicly, and you don't do it with people that you don't have that type of relationship
the
with.
problem is, what if you do the flirting and you do the thing and it's accepted, right? So then all of a sudden, if the person gets pissed off, then all of a sudden that becomes an issue. That's a Me Too problem. Oh yeah, he flirted me. Like all the 3 years I worked there previously, when I did it, you never complained. All of a sudden, it's horrible now. So,
Yeah.
it's a hard situation. It really is. And
But what about the reverse? I mean, you talk about the Me Too situation, but
Yeah.
what if she decides to spurn him, and then he punishes her within work or fires
that's
her?
true.
Or,
Then by God, yes, nail her. Nail his ass to the wall, as we say. Or I say.
But listen, there are work wives and there are work husbands.
Yeah.
And there are relationships that are flirty, and as you said, Ron, people like getting positive things
They
from
do.
people.
They really do.
And it's easy in a work situation because you're not with them 24/7.
Exactly.
And you're not home and you're not paying the bills and you're not raising the kids. It's just you just come in a few hours and then you leave. You can have that kind of flirty relationship. And if both people are on board, and it doesn't mean anything, this is threatening the marriage, so this is a little bit more serious. She's going to take it more seriously.
Now, Ronnie, as you know, has women that he works with, Maureen,
Oh, God, yeah.
and Anne and Leslie and
Yep.
all of those ladies. Now, I'm not stupid, but I don't worry because I know him,
Yep.
Yep. And I can trust him. And when I was still working at a company that I had been with for 20 years, there was a gentleman that I worked with. I didn't report to him, but I worked with him, and I supported his program administratively. And I really enjoyed working with him, and he was lovely to me. Both know each other, were married and things like that. We're both Catholic. And I can remember one time he came over and he asked me a question, and I wasn't in my cubicle yet, so I said, just give me a minute, I'll check my notes. He says, Janet, you're smarter than you think you are. But he would encourage me, and we could talk about the ridiculous things that happen, So I never forgot that, and he called me on my birthday the last 2 years just to say hi and stuff like that. Now, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Because you always made me feel good. Now, my personality is intense, so I know there are people at work that, I can't stand that being next to her. And I understand that. Everybody has a different personality. But he was so nice to work for because he made me feel good.
Yep.
Yeah. And one time he took me out to lunch, to say thank you. It was Secretary's Day, but I wasn't a secretary at that point. But anyways, he took me out to lunch, and he said, are you going to tell the girls? I said, heck no. I said, I'm not going to tell them. They'd just say, why is he taking you out to lunch? You're not a secretary. They'll try and ruin it.
Right.
So
Yep.
it was just a personal relationship. Ronnie knows Ken. We
did give his name out.
I just said his first name. And we did go out for an evening meal with him and his wife, the four of us. So
You've
there's
gone to lunch with them before, too.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Catch up.
So
Doesn't bother
Ronnie,
me.
But it's like that guy that we talked about in the previous episode who was going to work with going to lunch with the colleague every day.
Yeah.
He had it seemed like he had it under control, right? It was just innocent. He just
Right.
liked, again, a husband,
Yeah.
work, wife type of thing. They get
His
along.
wife didn't like it.
Yeah, his
Well,
wife.
she felt threatened, so that's the
Right.
difference.
And you have to accommodate for that,
Mm.
right? In this case, the husband, I'm guessing, doesn't know. But at this case, it's a problem because she said it's threatening the marriage at this point. So she's got to decide whether she wants the marriage threatened or not.
That's true.
Exactly. She has the choice to make.
And I don't know how advanced they are in their flirting or whether she's in a position now where I can't really break this off because my boss will be mad at me and fire me or put me in the
I think she should look for
put me
another
in the
job.
mailroom or
Exactly.
something.
I think
That's
she
what I
should look
said.
for another job.
Yeah, that's just what I said.
I wasn't going that route, but I am now. I think so.
If she wants,
Just
if she
get out of the
prioritizes the
situation.
marriage, yes.
Get out of the situation. Resolve it.
still
It's
think she could sue
shame.
him.
It's a shame. What's that?
I still think she could sue him.
Yeah, she could too, but that's another point.
Get your
But she's
paycheck.
part of that problem.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I
Yeah,
have
but
one.
that's no defense.
No,
That doesn't work in this day and age.
not at all.
Yep.
All right. We live in a nice neighborhood and get along well with all the families. All the kids come to our house and play with our kids. I always have a full house of kids to feed and watch. Most of the time, I don't mind, but there are times I would love to have some peace and quiet. Do you have a solution for me?
Yes.
I know where daycare is, don't you?
Yeah.
Set boundaries. Say you could
Boundaries, yeah.
Is this a boundary thing
come
again?
Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, again, it's because what you allow. So if she sets parameters,
But I wonder if she's in touch with any of the other parents, or is just the kids come over. That's the problem, maybe.
well, she can still tell the children, my daughter isn't available to play today. You'll have to go home.
All right, yeah. So what's the issue with why the kids are there every day? Does she not want to deny her kids the company? In other words, another great tool, again, that parents should have with their kids is the ability to say no.
That's true.
No friends today. Find something to do. Or if you can arrange it, go over to their house. Better. Can rest more. But creating boundaries. And parents, a lot of parents have trouble telling kids no because they want to be the parent's friend. They don't want to get the blowback.
Unfortunately, maybe she set the boundaries and we're not aware of it. Maybe because she was afraid of her children, that harm would come to them at all, that she would rather have them where she can keep an eye on them.
Fair
and
enough.
so maybe she started this whole thing years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, that
much
could be.
about it. And now it's difficult. But I totally understand. Like, if you've got a house, there are times in everybody's life they need a little me time. They need a little quiet time. Yeah, whether it's just to read a book or whatever.
Yep.
And I totally understand this with a house full of kids. And it's got to be expensive. She's feeding them too, according to this. So I don't know. So, I mean, what would you do? Would you contact the other parents at
How
all?
old are the kids, does it say?
It doesn't say. It doesn't
Yeah.
say.
I would start with the children.
Yep.
Really?
You can say it nicely. When I was young, I had a girlfriend. Her mother was a stay-at-home mother. And I usually went to her house to play. Well, one day she came over to my house, and we were playing up in the attic. Well, her mother realized that my mother worked. So she came over to our house. She came up the stairs, and she knocked on the door. And we were upstairs. We didn't hear her. So she opened the door, and she called her daughter's name. And, we came downstairs, and she said, Janet, Brenda's not allowed to play here if her mother's not home. Perfectly understandable to me.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, set the rules. And it's okay if it changes. If you're doing it, if you let it
Yeah.
expand, if you encouraged it, but all of a sudden it's too much, that's fine too.
Right, take a step back.
Yeah, take a
So
step
you
back.
think talk to the kids?
I would start with the kids. Say no, we're not having people over here Wednesdays or Fridays or whatever your boundaries are. Start with the kids. By the way, enlisting the kids into the group dynamic and group responsibility is a good thing. You're part of the family. The family can't take this on a 6-7 days a week basis.
Right.
So we're gonna calm it down a couple.
And it's a good learning lesson.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd still talk with the parents first. I think that's the way to go, because they ultimately have control over the kids, and that's if it's a situation you want to get out of. At least you know where they're going to be.
Yeah.
For instance.
well, in today's society, I think the parents would be very
other than
offended.
just chasing them out of the house, then who the hell knows where they're going to go? You don't know they're going to someone else's house.
You don't have to let them go to other people's house. That's fine. Just tell your kids no friends on Tuesday, no friends on Wednesday. And listen, you can contact the other parents. It can't hurt.
I would. That's what I
Sounds
would
like
do.
it's a lot of parents, though. And these days, I wonder if you even have a relationship with the parents of the kids that are coming over the house.
Or if they're even around.
Every neighborhood had that house, didn't it? Didn't your neighborhood have that house?
No.
Your neighborhood didn't have a house where all the kids hung out?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
My neighborhood had that house.
That's what we had fences for.
My neighborhood had that house, and those people were great.
We had a guy in
I
the,
love that house.
We had an old couple that was like, we played ball in the street and the ball went in their front yard. It was like
Really?
the worst thing you could possibly do. I mean, it was like wide open lawn, too. You could, no fence or anything, you just go get it. But like, oh my God, you took your life in your hands if you're balling in that yard. Anyway.
This house was, had 4 kids, different genders and ages, and the house was collecting friends from all the kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so you're just hanging out with people your age, hanging out with the younger kids, and the older kids would take care of the younger kids and stuff. But the family was always very open-hearted, and
That was very nice and very generous of
I
them.
think so.
yeah, they would, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
we
you
did
never
that.
forget that.
Yeah.
We were pretty much on our own. We did.
That was a
what we
coming
wanted.
of age for me too, because I realized your house doesn't have to be as messed up as my house was.
The funny part about it is, like growing up, we were pretty much independent, and all the kids were independent. We went, and we did things together.
Oh, yeah.
Whether we played ball in the street, or went up in the woods, or did this, or went down to the street to the corner store. We all went together, and we didn't hang out at houses. It was all on a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
I understand.
Back in the day, we didn't have video games, and TV was black and white, and took an hour to warm up if you're going to watch it.
I know it's old men yelling at clouds, but when I was a kid, I would leave in the morning, like in the summer, and I'd be back at 11:30 at night. They didn't know where I was.
Right.
We had no cell phones. They
Nope.
couldn't contact me. They had no way to get in touch with me.
We had one rule: we come home when the street lights go on. That was it.
Right.
Not even us. And we'd just go, there was this fire road down the
Well, it
end
was
of the
dinner.
road.
That's what it was.
Yeah. There was this fire road at the end of the street that went about, 1,000 yards back into the woods of this pond, and we'd go skate at the pond.
Yeah.
And there'd be, tires with bonfires in it. We'd be skating at night and stuff. And again,
Oh, sure.
can you imagine a parent putting up with that nowadays?
It's a totally
I
different
wouldn't do it.
world.
Yeah, I wouldn't. do it.
Totally different. Because the same thing with me. We could go out for hours at a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I took my bike on 2 separate occasions. Once to Salisbury from Drake, which is a long time.
Yep.
Another time to Saugus.
Saugus.
Woo woo Ginsburg.
Yes, Adventure Car Hop. Woo Ginsburg.
Oh, did you?
Yep, I got one of the records. They went up to the thing. They used to give out free 45 records. Yeah. So, anyway. All right, so back to our questions.
Yes.
Reminiscing is fun, but
So it's just create some boundaries.
again,
Think enough of yourself to create some boundaries. And listen, if you want to talk to the parents, if you're good with the parents, talk to them. Just tell your kids, no one over on Wednesday.
I think a discussion with the parents is my route, but
Yep.
do what you want, babe. Go ahead.
My turn? I mean, do you want me to read?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in a large Catholic family, 3 brothers and sisters. I am the youngest. My mom passed away when I was young, and the family stopped going to church. In college, I met my true love, married, and have 3 wonderful children. I also returned to the church, and my husband and I have raised our children Catholic. We are all happy with our religion and great parish we are part of. The problem I have is my childhood family. Whenever we get together at the holiday or for special occasions, they always take pot shots at my family's religion. They call us holy rollers and ridicule us. I can take it, but it hurts no end when they do it in front of my husband and children. How should I handle this?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see this.
It's a tough one with family dynamics involved.
You know what? It's a big family. They grew up she was probably picked on when she was a kid too, and so she's used to being it and used to taking it.
But they're like me. They're like failed Catholics.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no failed Catholics.
Huh?
I don't think there are any failed Catholics.
Well, no, I say that jokingly because I was brought up Catholic and,
Non-practicing.
Yeah.
We like
Well-
to call them non-practicing.
Well, they like to practice. They wanted me to practice. But, at a certain point I said, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
But you're a non-practicing Catholic.
I'm a non-practicing
Yeah, it's like my son.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Anyway.
brought up.
But I don't.
So
I don't-
back to our
I don't go
nice family.
ridicule people who are Catholics.
Right.
I mean, it's the family's kind of out of line there.
I agree totally, and and I would say, listen, this is my religion, this is my belief system. You don't have to approve of it or like it, but shut up those comments in front of me.
Once again, it's probably the product of their environment and growing up. They probably kidded her and ridiculed her when she was growing up.
And you know what? That might be
And they
fine
took
with
it.
her, but in a situation where her family's involved,
Yeah.
especially the kids, lay off.
Exactly.
If you want to if you guys are out to lunch and you want to give her a little grief for practicing a religion. I'm guessing that's the family dynamic, but like you said.
So we know the mom's dead. We don't know if the father's still alive, but to me, that would be something to go to the father with, and is he the patriarch of the family, then he could talk to the other ones.
If he has influence.
With a little bit of, well, I hope he has influence. Yeah. Nowadays, you can't tell, right? Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put up with it, to be honest.
I wouldn't either.
No.
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious route, the obvious answer is to go to your family and say, hey, listen, you can give me all the hard time you want, but when my family's around, lay off. Mm-hmm. And it's tough on my kids and stuff like that. And hopefully they respect her wishes.
Enough to do it. She's the youngest, right? Did it say that? I thought I read
Yeah, I think it says it's the youngest.
Yeah, she's the youngest, so yeah, she was the...
But I'm going to get stereotypical here. In Catholic families, generally speaking, that goes the other way, doesn't it? Mostly older kids are protective of the younger kids.
Oh, not just Catholic families, but all the old families. You took care of your younger brother. Yeah, you took care of your sister.
Yeah, it was almost like you were protecting the youngest.
Yeah.
The oldest were protecting the youngest from the middle kids. It's like, just lay out.
No comment on that.
No, it didn't work that way in your family.
No,
they tried to. They tried to.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, listen, if you you have the talk with them, you ask them to respect, listen, give me all the hard time you want, but lay off with my family. If they don't respect it, you just got to not show up. Don't put your family in front of it.
Maybe if she makes that point, then they'll get the point.
Have a conversation. If they don't comply, if they don't say, okay, I understand, then you say, no, my family's not coming because, I don't want them to take the grief.
Yeah, that would be the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
Family's not coming, therefore I'm not coming.
I'm good with that. Got one, Lou?
I'm a teenage boy.
You are? You look pretty old.
I have two sisters that are evil.
I like this one.
They constantly pick on me. They tell my parents if I do anything wrong, steal money from me, and make fun of everything I do. My parents think I'm the bad one and ignore their behavior. Help. Wow.
Ouch is on that one.
Yeah, he's got a lot of issues.
Screwed. Two sisters. Oh, my God.
The sisters are being enabled, too.
Oh, you better believe it.
Right? Because,
Yeah, the parents...
it's two against one.
I'm the bad... Well, not only that, the parents think I'm the bad one.
It doesn't say whether the sisters are older or younger.
No, it doesn't.
But the parents believe the sisters and,
Yeah.
The parents are enabling this. So he doesn't have a lot of places to go.
No.
So I don't know, what would be the advice here?
How is he, a teenager?
He's a teenager.
All right, so maybe a few more years and then you can leave home.
Just ride it out.
Ride it out.
My heart goes out to him because when you're belittled and stuff like that, it leaves a mark on you. It really does.
Especially when your parents don't protect you or back you up, right?
But there's always a way. Revenge is best served cold.
Yes.
So take it all in.
It doesn't say he's Sicilian because I know how a Sicilian would handle this.
How would a Sicilian handle it, Lou?
Oh, you just turn it around and extract all the revenge that you possibly can. But listen, if your parents think you're the bad guy anyway,
what difference is it?
Embrace the role.
Yeah, there you go. You're screwed anyways. You might as well,
Yes, and in these types of situations, again, we're not counselors.
Yeah, we're certainly not counselors.
I'm not proud of this advice. But sometimes
we're not promoting violence of any sort.
We're not promoting violence of any sort. But sometimes the appropriate response is in a disproportionate response.
To me, now, if I was going to it was him, and I knew what tough situation I was in, I would figure out a way to work one sister against the other. That's the way I would do it. I would start doing little things to make each sister distrust the other sister to the point where they'd concentrate on each other rather than me. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, it's smart. It's a good way to approach it. It's tricky, though.
Oh, it's tricky.
Takes some conniving.
What do you got to lose? You got plenty of time until you're 18 and you can leave home.
You are Machiavellian.
I am.
I like that.
Anyway.
So I don't know. He's in a tough situation because the parents obviously won't back him up. And, we know how, forgive me, but we know how when sisters get evil, they get evil.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute, you had a sister, Lou?
Huh? Oh, I had a sister.
Oh, did you?
Older or younger?
Oh, 9 years older.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one.
She's pretty good to me, actually.
Yeah,
Good.
I had.
I'm in charge when my mom and dad aren't at home.
My sister Reggie was, except for over me. Yeah, she likes. I totally ignored her, everything she said. So
Yeah.
used to beat the crap out of my younger brother and whatever. So this is
No,
who
no,
you're
you gotta-
taking advice from, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess you have to decide whether you want war or not.
Yeah.
I guess.
To me, it's war.
To me, it would be war.
You switch them. You find stuff about them, work each other's sister against you. Seriously, it'll take all the pressure off you. It'll be so sweet, too, because you can just sit there and laugh internally. All right, I got one somewhere. Right, here it is. Oh, my wife. Oh, sometimes when my wife and I are making...
Oh, by the way,
What?
one last piece of advice.
Yes,
on
go
that.
ahead.
I don't know what the age of the girls are,
We don't.
but at a certain age, as the girls get older, you can enlist the mother in this fight.
You think so?
Oh, because conflict happens between mother and daughters, right?
Yes.
There's a
Ooh,
certain
that's
point
true.
where
Oh,
there
yes.
is separation.
Yeah, but they're always daddy's girl.
No, you don't go to the father, because, yes, the father will always
but
back the
I don't
daughters.
know who rules that house, but yeah, I don't
The
know.
father will always back the daughters. I have
Yeah.
a daughter. I would
Yeah,
always back the daughter.
exactly. So-
But the mother, at a certain point with the girls as they get older, there's a separation going on, and
Yeah, but
they're in
Yes.
conflict.
We don't know who rules that roost, though. So
and
that's
we
the
may have
problem.
you may have an ally at certain
Yeah,
point.
may.
Yeah.
We don't know who rules the roost. If it's daddy's ruling the roost, then you know.
Yeah, the mother might be looking to take them down a peg too.
All right.
Especially if they're ruling the roost with their father.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes my wife and I, sometimes when my wife and I are making love, I fantasize about other women. I feel guilty about this. I have never told her I do this. Should I tell her?
No.
No.
Jan?
No.
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 No?
No. Tell her
No?
about it.
I disagree. I think you
What's
should.
the upside? What's the
Honesty. All marriages are built on good, solid honesty.
No, this goes back to the beginning of the show and Ben Franklin. Because you have to half close your eyes at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, the wife can do that too.
No, you're hurting her for no good reason.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
There's no benefit to it.
I think so.
You have a right to your thoughts, but you should keep that to yourself.
All you're doing is wounding the self-conscious nature of your
Wounding?
wife.
Yes.
Yes.
What was that word?
Just-
Wounding.
Yes.
Oh, wounding. I thought you
Yeah,
said wounding.
No, wounding.
What is it? I thought you were starting to talk like me. It's
I
like,
know. I couldn't put that sentence together quickly enough. You're attacking women are self-conscious. Well, everyone's self-conscious anyway. You start telling her you're fantasizing about other women, and she's going to start feeling
I'm not
very
good
self-conscious.
enough for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
The dirty little secret. I don't know if Ron will own up to this or not. Dirty little secret is all men do it.
What?
All men do it.
Don't know if Ron will improvise what?
I don't know if you'll.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I will not. I love Janet. She turns me on.
Well, the two things aren't mutually exclusive, I guess is my point.
I will honestly have to say I've never.
Okay, good.
50 years of marriage.
I don't think what happens in your mind is the biggest
Threat.
transgression.
Oh, he feels
you can
guilty
make.
about it, though.
Yeah,
So maybe you should see a priest.
sure. Sure.
Get absolution.
If you think that'll help, sure.
Oh, you know what? See Lou. See Father Lou. He'll absolve you.
If you feel guilty about it, stop. You have control over the
Of course,
situation.
you don't know. Their lovemaking might be really good.
Yeah,
So maybe if he stops, it won't be as good.
So you tell
It's like,
tell
what the
her.
hell's wrong with me now? She's saying like, oh, well, what's wrong with me now? I can't.
So if you tell her, you ruin her self-confidence and you ruin the sex. What's the upside? What's the upside of it? You think she's going to say, "Oh God,
If
thanks
you
for being
tell her-
honest with me. That's
Yeah.
hot."
If
That's
you
not
tell
gonna
her it
happen.
ruins the sex, but no, you're saying that he shouldn't do it. So if he doesn't do it, it may ruin the sex, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But the other side is that he ruins his wife's self-esteem and feelings of...
And that's going to ruin the sex.
yeah.
That's most probably.
It's just the thing. It's happening in your head.
You know, these
Just-
questions are wicked tough. You know, there's so many facets
Yeah.
to them that. Yeah.
Poor guy's just feeling guilty. I mean, you're not sleeping with other women. You're not fantasizing about other women you're sleeping with.
I would approach it. Yeah, I got away.
Okay.
This is the way I would approach it. Honey, you ever thought I had sex with other guys?
There you go.
No, and hell no.
Well, that gives you your answer.
That gives
That's
you
a
your
good way to
answer.
dip your toe in the water.
And then you're going,
I don't see any
okay, I was
upside.
just curious.
I don't see any upside to having that conversation.
I agree.
No,
What happens if Jan comes to you and says, well, yeah, I know what your answer is going to be. Wife goes to a husband and goes, do you ever find other women attractive? You always answer no. There's no upside to answering yes.
no. I'm always honest. If I find her good looking, I say, oh, she's good looking. That's one thing. Admiring looks is totally different than fantasize
All right,
you're actually doing something with them.
So let's take that a little further. You're out on the street and this woman walks by that you think is attractive.
Yes.
Do you go home and tell Jan that you found a woman attractive today?
I have in the past. I've said, oh, wow, you should have
I
seen
guess
this
a
girl.
part of me would say, yeah, there are nice-looking people out there.
Yeah, there are nice people. If you deny that someone looks nice or looks good or looks sexy, right, or whatever, then you're denying reality.
Right.
So you don't do that, and I don't see any problem with it as long as you have an honesty. And like I said, Jan pretty much trusts me to be around any woman. Of course, if I looked the way I would have her trusted me too. But no, trust about any woman, so she's not worried about it. I certainly she's going out with guys for lunch, and I certainly don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So we have that relationship, so there's no big deal about me saying, wow, is she a good-looking woman, or is she sexy-looking, or whatever. I mean, that's who it is. To me, it's just reality. You just if you don't say anything, you're not facing reality.
Well, you believe, I'm guessing, it sounds like you believe in absolute honesty, and I'm saying that every thought has to be expressed.
Okay.
I mean, the woman flirting with her boss, that's a little different than a guy fantasizing about a woman while he's having sex with his wife.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
It's like if you say to your husband, do these pants make me look fat? You better say no.
yeah. Not every thought has to be, not every honest, raw thought has to be expressed.
But I would honestly give an honest opinion on that.
Yes, I know, Ronnie.
I do. I believe so much in honesty. People
Yeah.
don't realize that, but I do. I'm very...
I think there's
Honesty
a
tempered with diplomacy and
I think
kindness.
there's a point of diminished returns with absolute honesty. And when you've got really small items, what I feel is a small item like this, why open that can of worms? I mean,
Fair enough.
and if you feel guilty, stop.
All right. So what are we doing time-wise on this?
Got one more?
You got one more?
Can I do this one? This one sounds
Can
interesting.
Jan do it?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I work with virtually all women. They treat me like one of the girls.
Oh, geez.
They discuss anything and everything in front of me, and quite frankly, I'm embarrassed. They have no secrets between them. There's one woman in the group I would like to ask out on a date, but I'm afraid to ask because of the dynamics of the group. What should I do? Well, first of all, I don't think it would be a wise idea to ask a woman out in that type of situation. And if he's embarrassed by what they say, hey, lady, enough is enough. I don't need to hear about your menopause symptoms and, stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, you don't know what they're talking about. They could be
I'm
talking
just trying to make an
They could be talking about
analogy.
their sex with their husband.
Well, that's even worse.
Because their husband fantasizes about other women.
I was making an analogy.
Because he was
So
honest.
is this a situation where they're sitting around, their desks are close, and they
Probably at lunchtime or something like
Yeah,
that, or
see,
a break.
look,
I don't know. Maybe it's
That's what I get from
you
it.
go to lunch and you sign up for a group. You go sit with a bunch of people. You take what's being discussed.
Yeah.
If you don't
That's
want
true.
it, just walk away.
That's true. That's very
Right?
much
If it's
true.
too much for you,
That being said, though, and now, for instance, I know that Jan at one time she worked for a law firm, and they used to have this dinky little conference room, and everybody sat together.
yeah.
And
They had their assigned seating, which I didn't know.
assigned seating, yeah, which is even funnier.
Assigned seating for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat down at
Were
this
you
table.
required to eat in the conference room?
Oh, yes. Yes, you
were?
all had to eat as a group, and they had preferred seating. And my first day I sat down there, and I was told very nicely afterwards, that's so-and-so's seat.
Okay. Yeah.
They were, quote, nice enough not to make me move right away, but
It's middle school all over again.
yeah.
So it's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But no, in that situation, if you're all forced into there and the conversation gets inappropriate, you get a right to say something.
Yeah.
yeah, but he also has a second problem, which is he wants to date one of the
Yeah.
girls. So
Right.
he's afraid if he's going to date her, of course, they're all going to talk about him.
Exactly. So he should not do it. I don't think it's a wise move.
Okay,
Really?
I'm not disputing you, but the reason he shouldn't do it is because they'll talk about him. Women talk about men all the time.
That's true.
You're being talked about. Whether you're in the group or not, you're being talked about.
Yeah.
It's just
But again, a workplace romance can be very tricky.
yes. And if you
Oh,
he
but
sounds like he values
so
the
many
group.
people have married from workplace
Yeah.
romances.
Okay.
Yes.
Some of them have failed. I'm not saying
Yeah,
they
But it's
haven't.
still a
but-
tricky thing.
But it sounds like the decision for him is he values the dynamic of this group and wants to stay in the group, and having a relationship within that group could change that dynamic. So he's got to decide what's more important to him. How much does he like this woman?
Okay, I guess. I'm not sure.
I don't know. This being a little tender about this, I think.
Who, me?
No, this guy.
Oh,
Be a man. You know, if you want to sit with the girls, you're going to listen to what the girls talk about.
go
If
out
you
with
want to
her
date
anyways.
one of the girls, ask the girl out.
I would. Yeah, I agree with you, Lou. I would. Yeah, man up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, especially these days. Get her aside and ask her on a date. If she decides, no, I don't want to break up the group dynamic, or no, I don't think we should date, then fine, you move on.
Yeah. So maybe next time the woman bring up some conversation, maybe you'll say, "Geez, does anybody know a good hemorrhoid cream?" Just saying.
He likes hanging out. He likes,
Or maybe
likes
like
hanging out with the girls. There's nothing wrong with
so
that.
whatever. I mean, maybe he has to. We don't know. It's, like I said, it could have been the same as Jam said. Go in if they start talking about stuff. Say, what kind of Trojans do you prefer?
Sometimes,
I mean, throw the embarrassment back at them so that they get the message.
sometimes I
sound
get
like-
challenged by the men. I mean, sometimes it's like you just don't want to talk about Cam Newton, at lunch. Sometimes you want to sit with the women, see what they're talking about.
I suppose.
Listen, don't give me that look and that I suppose, because you hang out with more women than any guy I know. Your entire group is women that you work with.
What's your point, Lou?
And they're great women. Love them all. But
What's your point, Lou?
point is, you, as much as anybody, can understand the dynamic and the attraction of being in a group of women as a guy.
Okay.
But you love me best, right, Lou?
Yes.
What?
I'm teasing.
No, but he's
Is there something I should know about?
Because I said sometimes you don't want to sit down with the guys.
Yeah.
Because, you're just doing it all the time. And he's
Well,
giving me a
how do
dirty
you-
look. And it's
How
like,
do you know? How do you know that I wouldn't want to, if I had an option to hang around with the guys, like I used to do in hockey, which I miss immensely?
Yes, and you would most of the time. But sometimes you sit there and go, I've had enough of the guys, and just, I don't want to talk about fishing.
I don't know.
Well, Ronnie's an alpha person.
I don't know.
Whatever group, excuse me, whatever group he's in, he's going to try and lead it.
What?
Yeah.
Yes,
What?
you know that's
That's
true.
not true.
Yes, it is.
I'm a follower.
No, you're not.
Why is this broken? I can't get the pages. We got to go anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So,
So people can find the show on podcast now.
They can.
Oh, and they can't. That's right. I thought we did that.
What the
They
hell
will
happened?
soon. They will soon.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be up somewhere.
Yeah, as I was working with them, we're trying to get it up on Amazon Music, but
Right.
but we will have it up. Oh, it's on Spotify right now, by the way. If you want to go listen to the show,
Oh, it is on
It is on
Spotify.
Spotify.
There you go.
It'll be on Google Podcasts soon. It'll be on Apple Podcasts soon as we get approved up there. But we're working on Amazon Music. I don't know when it's going to be up on Amazon Music because they're a pain in the ass.
But if you get it on, it's instantaneous almost.
Yes.
It takes just a very short time.
Yep.
Because all three of the other shows, Ghost Chronicles, More Ghost Chronicles, and Next Generation's all on
Yep.
Amazon.
But we just applied to everybody the day before yesterday. I think Apple usually takes up to 2 weeks, and
Ugh.
but we're already up on Spotify. So if you want to go to Spotify podcast, you can find the Affection Connection.
There you go.
And catch the first 2 episodes, and we'll have another episode next month, right?
And they're also on the our Facebook page too, right? The Affection Connection Facebook page.
Affection Connection Facebook
You can,
page, right?
by the way, you can join that And you can leave messages for us. You can leave questions for us.
Questions?
Yeah, we'll
Via
do the whole
direct
thing.
message too. We can do it anonymously.
So, yeah, we don't need your name. Yeah, if you want to date me, whatever,
For a small fee.
for a small fee. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. And honesty is the best policy. That's my comment. Good night and God bless.